I'm going to go there. I think I'm almost as obsessed with Rassie as Rassie is with criticising the refs. Like, I'm completely obsessed with Rassie criticising the refs. Obviously, a huge moment in that game. Before we move back to talking about Mark Talea, because I know you guys really want to get some harbour chat in here. Huge moment in that game. 5 minutes to go. The French burrowing forward. Sapili Falater goes in what looks at first like a double move. Wayne Barnes calls it a try. He has all sorts of problems with the comms upstairs, and he can't really talk to them. But the replays show that the knees didn't touch the ground. Were you happy with that call?
Initially I wasn't, I'm not going to lie, because it looked like a double movement. I was like, he's literally had a second go there. But when it, and it was quite handy that it was up on Twitter and you could rewind it to right point, and I could not see the knee touch the ground. It's almost, if anything, simultaneous as he's moving forward, then the knee touches. So you just got to, you know, his on-field decision was correct in terms of you know, having the ability to look at it over and over. But initially, it did not look like a try to me. It definitely looked like a double movement.
Yeah. And Bryn, my mate Rassie, he then goes on Twitter and starts having a crack. You know, that night he put up a video about a bunch of other things. Then today he's been talking about it again, about how, you know, a pretty sarcastic message about Wayne Barnes and his team, and, you know, trying to make it seem like there's some sort of conspiracy against the Springboks. It's become laughable. Like, it's almost Donald Trump proportions of misinformation going out there to dog whistle his fans and have a crack at World Rugby. At what point does someone need to step in about this? Because no one else is doing it. No one else obviously sees it as a good way of, you know, acting when you have an official setup to make these complaints if you need to.
Yeah, look, I think you know, he's probably walking on a bit of eggshells, I think, to be honest, because the more that he does do that, and the more, you know, it's going to be on our show, it's going to be on other platforms we talked about, and then World Rugby obviously going to be able to see that. I think it is a style, but for me, it's like, you know, there's so many situations that happen in rugby games, right? You know, but at the same time, players will be accountable and thinking, they're like, we shouldn't have let it get to that point where a big decision like that is made. You know, whether they had a red card or not, you know, as players, you're in control, and you don't really let you can only control what you can control. You can't control the ref. And so it's yourself that if you lose a game, it's on your merits. It's not on a reffing decision. But I think what Rassie does, though, it takes the pressure off his playing group, being able to have all those words and being able to put things out like you talk about on Twitter, videos, and take the pressure off the playing group. But I think for me personally, you know, with what the call was, so like at the first one I first saw, I agree with Jip. I thought it was a double mover, but then when he saw it again, it was simultaneous, and it was the benefit of the doubt of what was called from Wayne Barnes, if anything, and you agree with, and I agree with that. So, yeah, I think if he keeps going the way he's going, I think, you know, World Rugby are probably going to have another word with him